This
qualification is
conference will
MCA.
now be recorded.
Okay.
And I have more than 13 years of experience in IT industry. And AEM, I have been working.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
This
So,
conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so I am Biswal. My highest qualification is MCA, and I have more than 13 years of experience in IT industry. And in AEM, I have been working since last 6.5 years. So I am a certified AEM lead developer and certified OSGi commerce lead developer. So currently, I am working with one of the largest IT company as a technical architect, and my expertise are in Java, J2E, OSGi commerce. Okay, so till now I trained more than 1800 students globally. Okay, so the targeted audience of this training, all the web developers who want to learn AEM from basic to advanced level, and all the content management system developers who are working in some other CMS and want to switch into AEM. Okay, and all the freshers who are having good knowledge of Java and HTML, they can go for this training. Okay, so prerequisites. So as I told, we need basics of Java. When I say basics of Java, it means after seeing a Java class, you should understand this is a Java class. These are the variables. These are the methods. This is how we are creating an instance of a class. This is has map. This is array list. Okay, how to call one method. So you should be able to understand all those things. Basics of Java. Okay, no need for deep knowledge.
Yeah.
Then basics of HTML. So I think everyone has this knowledge. Then basics of JS and CSS. So if you have knowledge of JS and CSS, it is an added advantage. If you don't have also, that is fine.
Yeah, I have all the basics that you mentioned.
Yes. Okay then. Okay, so what are the opportunities after learning AEM? So as you know, AEM is the market leader in all CMS content management system, and it is having high demand in the market. Will get more job opportunities in comparison to other content management tools. All the big IT companies are having a lot of projects in AEM. Okay, and if you get a job with AEM profile, definitely you'll get a better package in comparison to Java developer.
Okay. So just one question. So, I mean, AEM is fairly new to me. So before that, I was working in Documentum. So, so my question is, based on the latest trend, how different is AEM from other competitors? Is there any
we'll discuss.
tech?
Yes,
Okay, we will be
we'll
discussing
discuss.
those. Yeah, because you know,
Yes,
I've been attending some interviews. They were asking similar questions, so I wasn't very clear. Yeah.
Yes, we'll discuss that.
Okay.
Okay, so some of the websites developed in AEM, like Albertsons.com, MetLife, in the Motels, and all. So actually there are a lot of websites, but I mentioned only three because I have worked on these three websites. I contributed a lot. Okay, as a developer, lead, and architect. That's why I mentioned only three here. Okay. So now come to the course content. So I divided the course content into two parts, basics and advanced. So when I say basics, all the concepts which are common in all the versions of AEM from 6.0 to 6.5. So we are covering all those concepts in the first part. Okay, so we'll install 6.2 instance in your system, and we'll do all the exercises. Okay, so all the basic exercises from 6.0 to 6. What are common in 6.0 to 6.5. So it includes introduction, installation, then browse different consoles of AEM, authoring, publishing, and we'll discuss about architecture, stack of AEM, then exploring different page properties. We'll do Eclipse installation with AEM plugin. We'll create project, create static template, create a page rendering component. We'll create sample website structure with AEM. We'll use the basic Sitely APIs. So right now we are developing all the components using Sitely. Earlier we used to develop our components using JSP. Okay. So to develop the components using Sitely, you should have knowledge of Sitely. So along with AEM, we will also learn Sitely in these sessions. Okay. So open pages and consoles in Touch UI and Classic UI. Then modularize page rendering component. Apache Sling resolution, inheritance of components, build dynamic navigation component using loggers, create a training title component. So, and we'll create different types of edit dialogues, edit config, in place editing. Then we'll create logo component. We'll create the design dialogues. We'll find difference between edit dialog and design dialogues. Then foundation components, parses, iparses, some more foundation components like breadcrumbs, dynamic image, then complex components. We'll create some complex components, then internationalization, then client libraries. Okay, so all those things are common in all versions of AEM, and we will cover in the first part. Okay. Next is our advanced part. So we'll install 6.5 instance in your system, and we'll do all these exercises. So it includes your dynamic templates, policies, layout, creating base template, then content fragment, creating content fragment templates, content fragment variation, authoring, experience fragment templates, create variations, authoring, then tagging. We'll discuss about OSGi bundles, how to create it, how to use it, then workflow basics and customizing the process type of workflows, Sling models, Sling servlet, both path-based and resource-based, query builder, event handler, content services. Okay. So from OSGi bundle onwards, we have to write some Java programs. Okay. So these are the chapters that we are going to cover in this training. Training duration is 30 hours, every day 1 hour, and in every class we will discuss some concept. Based on that concept, we will do the exercises. Okay. And all the exercises should be done by you only. I'll simply guide you how to do that.
Okay.
Okay, so that you will have a good hands-on experience. And at the end of the training, you directly can work on any AEM project.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Anything else? Any questions?
That's all. So you hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay, my phone
Okay,
got disconnected now, so I'm talking through computer. Okay, I think yeah, you made it very clear, Biswa. So
okay. Just use me. Okay. So before we start learning AEM, first we will discuss about what is content management system. Okay. So content management system is a tool using which you can create the website and you can manage the content of your website dynamically. So what does it mean by managing the content of your website dynamically? Let me share my screen. I guess I shared my screen. Open one website. Okay, so I told you managing the content of your website dynamically. So what is content here?
So the
So
images we
whatever
use.
you see on the, yes, it is on the news website. So what is content here? Whatever you see on this page, everything is a content. This image is a content, this title is a content, the text is a content, this logo is a content, this navigation bar is a content. So whatever you see on this page, everything is a content. Okay.
Yeah.
So using content management tool, you can create the website and you can manage the content of your website dynamically. Okay. So
Okay.
what does it mean by managing the content? Managing means you will be able to change the content. Right now we are able to see this image. Okay, I want to change this image. I can do it without restarting the system. Without making your server down, I'll be able to change the content of your website. Okay, so that
Okay.
is managing the content of your website dynamically. Okay,
Okay.
so using a content management system, you can create the website and you will be able to change the content of your website dynamically. So it's a news website. Now you are able to see all this content. After 5 minutes, if I refresh this page, you'll be able to see some of the contents got changed. Right. So
Yeah.
how this is happening? Because this website is created using a content management tool. So the contents are getting changed frequently without restarting the server, without making your server. So in market, there are a lot of content management tools are there, like you told Documentum you worked on. So apart from that, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Crownpeak, 3D, and AEM, Sitecore, a lot of tools are there. A lot of CMS tools are there in the market. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but why AEM is in demand? How it is different from other content management? So before knowing that, first we will discuss about the history of AEM. Actually, there was a company called Day Software. Okay, they had a product called Communic, a CQ5. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
later Adobe took over that company and they renamed that product to AEM, Adobe Experience Manager. So earlier it was CQ5, now it is AEM. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and so why AEM is in demand? So first thing, it's a product of Adobe. Adobe is having is a very good brand in the market. All the customers have trust on Adobe. This is the first reason. Second, Adobe is having a product called Adobe Marketing Cloud, AMC. Okay, so in that product they have 8 different tools. So a Experience Manager or AEM is one of the tools. Apart from AEM, we have Analytics, Adobe Target, Adobe Campaign, Audience Manager, Social. Like that, there are 8 different tools in Adobe Marketing Cloud. Okay, so AEM is part of that. So Adobe doesn't sell AEM individually. They sell they sell Adobe Marketing Cloud. While the customer buys Adobe Marketing Cloud, they will get all the 8 different tools in that
Mm-hmm.
product. Okay. Now they will get the different tools, but what they will do with these tools? Are these tools are really helpful to them? Yes, these tools are really helpful to them. How? So why one company wants to launch one website? Because they want to generate some revenue directly or indirectly from that website. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
to create one revenue generating website, what all things are required? Okay, they provide everything in Adobe Marketing Cloud. It's a complete solution for creating one revenue generating website. How? Let's I'll go to this website again. So it is a news website. Still it is generating some revenue for its company. So they were generating some revenue directly or indirectly. How? So you can see some ads on the screen, advertisements.
Yeah.
Technically you can call it as campaigns. Okay. By showing these ads on the screen, they can generate some revenue for their company.
Mm-hmm.
How they will show the ads on the screen? If if I am using AEM to create my website and manage the content, okay, I can create the website. I'll be able to manage the content and to show the ads on your screen, I just need to integrate AEM with Adobe Campaign. So Adobe Campaign is also part of Adobe Marketing Cloud. AEM also part of Adobe Marketing Cloud. So when I integrate AEM with Adobe Campaign, very easily I will be able to show these ads on your screen. And that integration will take, this will, can be done with very less effort. Okay, let's say I developed my website using some other content management system, Crownpeak, Tridian, something, and I want to display these ads on my screen. How will do it? I have to buy some other tool from other third-party vendor, from any campaign tool from third-party vendor, and I have to integrate with Crownpeak or Tridian. That integration will take a lot of time, effort, and cost. Okay. But if I am using AEM, I have Adobe Campaign with me because I bought Adobe Marketing Cloud. AEM is part of that, and Adobe Campaign is also part of that. And that integration is very easy. Okay. This is one example. I'll give one more example. Let's say every day I open ndtv.com and I am very interested in sports news. Okay. So next day when I open ndtv.com, they will show me the sports news as a priority. Right? How it is happening? They have captured my navigational activities. They have analyzed it. Based on that analysis, they are showing me the personalized content. Right? If I am developing my website using AEM, Adobe Marketing Cloud has tools called Adobe Target and Adobe Analytics. I need to integrate AEM with Adobe Analytics and Target, and very easily I can achieve this functionality. But if I want to develop my website using some other CMS, to achieve this functionality, I may need to buy some third-party analytics tool, some third-party target tool, and that integration will take a lot of time, effort, and cost.
Yeah.
So if I am getting a complete solution from one product, while go here and there and buy products, and I waste my time and cost, right?
Yeah.
That is the reason all the customers are preferring AEM, because it provides a complete solution for getting one revenue generating website. Okay.
Got it.
So this is about the customers. So sometime back I told you, managing the content of your website. Who will manage the content of your website? Okay. So in all content management system, there is a user called content author.
Okay.
So content author is the person who is going to manage the content of your website, who is going to change the content of your website, right? So for content authors, AEM provides a very flexible and friendly environment.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you are developing your website using AEM, for content authors, AEM provides a very flexible and friendly environment to change the content. Let's say I want to change this image. I will change it. Simply, I just need to open this page in the browser. There will be a separate URL for that. Okay. I'll open the page, double click on the image. One widget will open. I'll drag and drop new image, click OK, image got changed. If I want to change the text, double click on the text, type new text, click OK, text got changed. If I want to change this title, double click on the title, I'll change the title. Okay. So in the page itself, I'll be able to change the content of your website. But in some of the content management system, you have to open a folder, then a subfolder, then find some configuration file, do some changes there, then open the page, test it. If it is not reflecting, find out some other configuration file. Right? It will be a hectic task for the content authors to change the content. Okay. So that is the reason all the content authors are preferring. So content authors are basically non-technical or semi-technical persons. They work very closely with the customers. They know the requirement. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the reason that why they are preferring OEM. So business users are preferring, content authors are also preferring OEM. What about the developers? For developers, AEM provides a lot of things inbuilt. Okay,
Yeah.
like they provided a lot of out-of-the-box templates, components. Even if they provided one sample web application also, if you want to develop your website, you can just refer that. Okay, for that website they created a lot of templates, components. Okay, you can reuse those things in your website also. Okay, and
Yeah.
AEM also provides a lot of things built in inbuilt APIs. Okay, so from AEM itself you will get a lot of help. Okay,
Hmm.
from I mean lot of help inside you. That is the reason, and also AEM is very easy to learn. Okay, in comparison to other CMS, AEM is very easy to learn. That is
Hmm.
the reason all the developers are also preferring AEM, and that's why AEM is in the demand in the market right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure. So just one question.
Mhm.
So I hear DAM. So whenever I
Mhm.
get some job description, so they're asking AEM plus DAM
Damn.
preferred. So do you know what is DAM? Is it part of the AEM?
Yes, yes, yes. It's
Is
a
part of
part of
the cloud, marketing cloud?
it's a small part of AEM, DAM or Digital Assets Manager.
Okay.
So now we'll discuss about different instances of AEM. There are
Okay.
two instances of AEM. One is author instance, another is publish instance. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So what is author and what is publish? So author instance is the instance where your development will happen.
Okay.
Website development will happen. Okay. So who will create your website? Content author is going to create the website. How will create the website? First, he has to create the pages of your website. How will create the pages of your website? In AEM, to create a page, the content author needs a template. Okay, so
Okay.
content author will create the pages with the help of templates. From where he'll get the templates? Templates will be developed by the developers. Okay,
Okay.
developer will develop the template. Once it is developed, content author can use that template to create pages. Okay,
Got it.
now we created the pages. The pages are empty, blank. He wants to show some content on the pages. I will show the content. To show the content on the pages, the content author needs components. From where he'll get the components? Components will be developed by the developers.
Okay.
Or there are some out of the box components available when you install AEM instance. Okay. So
Okay.
using those components, the content author can show the content on your pages. Images, text can be shown by using the components. So
Hmm.
components will be developed by the developer. So templates, components, authoring interfaces, configurations, all those things will be developed by the developer, and components and templates can be used by the content author to create the website. Okay, and to show the content of your website on your pages. So all these activities will happen in your author instance. Okay, all the development, creating your website, creating templates, components, everything will happen in your author instance. Your entire
Okay.
development. Okay,
Got
once
it.
you developed your uh, website, what all things you created, you need to publish it. Okay, so to
Okay.
publish instance, this is another instance, publish instance. So
Okay.
publish instance is just like a container. Okay, so
Yeah.
which will hold the latest content of your website. What you want to show to the end user, it will be there in a publish instance. Okay,
Yeah.
no one should be allowed to do any changes in the publish instance. If you want to do some changes in publish instance, first do that change in author instance and publish it, then it will come to your publish instance. Okay, so
Okay.
publish instance is the instance where the final content of your website will be there. So whatever I see on this page, all those things are coming from your publish instance, but it was developed in author instance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like author and publish instance, there is one more tool, or sometimes it is called as another instance of AEM. It is called as dispatcher. Okay. So dispatcher sits in between your publish instance and the end user. Okay, when I type the URL in my browser, okay, so I'll not hit the publish instance directly. I'll hit the dispatcher. Then dispatcher will hit the publish instance. It will retrieve the content and display to the end user. Okay. So in publish instance, your final content of your website will be there. Whatever you want to show to the end user, it will be there. Okay. When I type the URL, you are not hitting the publish instance directly. You will hit he'll hit the dispatcher. Dispatcher will hit the publish instance. It drives the content and it shows the content to the end user. At the same time, it will store the static contents in a temporary storage device. Okay, it may be your hard disk or it may be your RAM. Let's say after 5 minutes you refresh that page. What will happen? Again you will hit the dispatcher, and dispatcher will hit the publish instance only for the changed content. Okay, and all other contents will be retrieved from your temporary storage device. This is called as caching.
Yeah.
Dispatcher is responsible for caching and load balancing. Okay. So in this way, dispatcher will cache the content of the website. Okay. So how dispatcher will cache? Actually, dispatcher is nothing. It's a configuration file. There is a file called dispatcher.ani. It's a configuration file. There you need to define the rules. What all pages needs to be cached? What all content needs to be cached? All the rules should be defined there. Based on that rules, your dispatcher will act. Okay. So this is how dispatcher will do the caching. So what is load balancing? So dispatcher is also responsible for load balancing. So let's say you can have multiple publish instances. Okay, you can have multiple author instances as well as multiple publish instances. I'll give an example. Let's say we have Amazon.com. Okay, let's say they have only one publish instance. They have thousands of users. Okay, let's say 1,000 users trying to do some transaction at a time with Amazon.com. Amazon.com is having only one publish instance. Let's say. Okay. Now when they type the URL in the browser, they will hit the dispatcher, and dispatcher will hit the publish instance, single publish instance. Okay. So all the requests, all the threads generated will point to same publish instance, single publish instance. So your instance may become slow or may crash also, right? So to avoid this scenario, they can have multiple publish instances, and all the publish instances will have the same content. Okay, let's say now Amazon has 20 publish instances. Now 1,000 users trying to do some transaction at a time. So they'll type the URL, hit the dispatcher. Now dispatcher will distribute the load. It will redirect first 100 users to publish A, next 100 users to publish B, next 100 users to publish C. It will distribute the load among different publish instances. Okay, so that your website will work fastly. Okay, so dispatcher is responsible for caching and load balancing. So if you see in this picture, you can see authors. Authors are the persons who are going to create your website and its pages, and they will add the content on the pages. Let's say this author A has created some 10 pages and authored some content on those 10 pages and published it. And you have multiple publish instances. When you publish it, it will go to all the publish instances. Then author B created some 5 pages and published. Author C created some 8 pages and published all those things. Okay, now all the contents author A, B, C published, authored and published, it will be there in a publish instance. Okay, now end user type the URL. Okay, so they will hit the dispatcher, and dispatcher, based on the rules, caching and load balancing rules, it will access the publish instance and display the content to the end user. Okay, this is how author, publish, and dispatcher works. Any questions on this?
So when we have multiple author instance, and when we have multiple author editing the content, will there be a collision, or if there is a collision, how that is being handled?
So let's say there is page A. Okay, you have a server page A, and there are two authors. Author A opened page A and doing some authoring. Okay, so when he is doing some authoring on page A, it will be logged. Okay, so author B can't author the contents on this page A. He'll author contents in some other pages. Author the content is some other pages.
Okay.
Okay.
Got it. But once any author publishes, it's gonna be replicated on all publish instances.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
No, that to replicate into all the publishers, you have to you have to do some configurations.
Okay.
Got it. So at a time, you can, by default, you can publish into one publisher, but if you want to publish into multiple publishers, then you have to do some specific configuration.
Okay.
So now we'll discuss about templates and components. So sometime back I told you developer will develop the templates, components, content author will use the templates to create the pages, use the components to show the content on the pages. Okay. So templates are nothing but the markups to create your page. Okay. So it will provide you a skeleton of a page. Okay. So let's say this is one template. In your template there will be a placeholder for a header, footer, right panel, body, right? So I'll give you example. Let's say this website. Okay, just observe this website. What all things are there? Not as an end user, rather as a developer. Okay, so this is ndtp.com. We have a header here. The background color of your header is black. In the header, we are displaying one logo. We are displaying navigation bar. We are displaying search box and all. Then we have a left panel here. In the left panel, we are displaying some blocks of content. We have a right panel. In right panel also, we are displaying blocks of content. We have a body. Then below that, we'll have a footer. Okay. So what all things are there? Header, footer, left panel, right panel, and body. Okay, this is called the layout of the page or markup of the page. Okay, I'll open one more page. Now compare this page with the previous page. So in this also you'll be able to see the header, but when you compare this header with the previous page header, you'll find this header is a narrow one and the background color is white. The logo is getting displayed below the header. There is no distinguished left panel here. The body is traced from left towards right. There is the right panel. Then there will be footer. So when you compare the previous page with this current page, you will find both the pages are having different markups, different layouts. Or you can say both the pages are created using two different templates. Okay. So templates are nothing but the markups to create a page. Okay. So once the page is created, the page will be empty and blank. The content author will create the page using a template he created. Now the page is empty blank. Only placeholders are there. There will be a placeholder for header, but in that place no contents are there. There will be a placeholder for left panel, but there are no contents in the left panel. Now the content author wants to show the content in those placeholders. He needs components. So components will be developed by the developer. What is component? Components are reusable functional blocks. Okay. So reusable functional blocks means, let's say this logo is a component, the title is a component, image is a component, text is a component. So reusable. This logo can be reused in this. Reused means you can use this logo component in this page as well as in 100 other pages, or in the same page at multiple places also. It should be reusable and it should have some functionality. When I click on logo, it will take me to the home page of the website. That is the functionality of your component. If I click on this text, it will take me to the details for the page of this incident. This is the functionality. Okay, so components are reusable functional blocks created by the developers and used by the content authors to show the content on your page. So image is a component, text is a component, title is a component. All those things are developed by the developers, and content author will drag and drop the image component here, and he'll author some image in that component. Then he'll be able to show some image on your pages. Or the author will drag and drop the title component, and he will author the title component, and he'll show some title on your pages. Okay, so components are reusable functional blocks. So content author can use the components to show the content on your pages. Okay, so do you have any questions on templates components?
Yeah, clear. No questions.
Okay, fine. So this is our introduction class. Okay, so actually this is the first class I usually take. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can go ahead, and that's it in the demo. Then we'll do the lab installations and any questions or any?
No, I'm fine. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, Vishwa.
Okay.